afternoon. Oh, let's try that again. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So happy to have you with us this afternoon for this wonderful recital. My name is Aaron Hufty, and I'm the Associate Pastor of Worship and Music here at First Baptist Church, and we're just thrilled to be able to host this. To tell you a little bit about the First Fine Arts series, for about 9 years now, we have tried to partner the church with local musicians, both professional and semi-professional, to support them. We believe that great faith deserves great art. And so we want to be a place that can support and love and welcome artists and encourage them in all ways. It's also especially important to me to partner with UTSA. Between my wife and I, we have 3 degrees from the Department of Music. And if you expand that to the staff here at First Baptist Church, we've got about 6 or 7 degrees from the Department of Music alone. So you are near and dear to our hearts. We are so thankful. And when we went to UTSA, there was not even talk of football, much less an undefeated season. So, but we are so grateful to be a part of the legacy that you guys will help bring to us. So thank you so much for opening your gifts to First Baptist Church. I will say that if you'd like to know more about our First Fine Arts series, you can fill out one of these cards. All of you got one of these, and they all spilled on the ground when I handed them to you. So I know that you got them. Just leave your name and your email information. I won't solicit you for anything other than just to say, here's a concert that's coming up. You may be interested in it, and we'd love to get to know you that way. If you'd like to support the series, if you'd like to give a financial contribution, we'll always accept that. The First Fine Arts series is self-supporting, so the monies that we receive at our recitals and concerts are what we use to help support the artists that we bring in. So you can see me after the concert if you'd like to make a contribution. But we are happy to be able to make a contribution today to the Department of Music and their scholarship program, because again, I was a recipient of those scholarships, so I know how important those are. Let me remind you of a couple things. If you'll silence your cell phones, please. This is being recorded and will be used for lots of different things, and so we don't want to disrupt the recital with anything other than just beautiful music. Secondly, following the recital, through these doors and to your left, we'll have a reception. So you'll get to know the performers and get to just mingle a little bit. There'll be some food and drink if you want to be a part of that. So let me turn this over to Professor Johnson now, and welcome. We are so glad to have you with us.
Good afternoon. I'm Crystal Gerald Johnson, and I'm one of the voice faculty at UTSA. I'm so pleased that you're all here, and I'm so excited to present this program today. These performers are just making me so happy. I want to take just a moment and do a little bit of introduction. Our pianists for today, we have one student pianist, Juliana Woodley, and we have 2 wonderful contract pianists, Mark Alexander and Anna Jacobian, who you will hear throughout the program today. I also want to point out we have most of our performers today are student artists, and we have 2 alumni performers as well. We have Dr. Sammy Serrano-Basic with us, and we have Julieta Garcia Reyes with us. We're just delighted that they could also appear on our program today. Fourth on the program is a very special selection. We have one of our alumni composers featured on the program today, Nicole Russell. And I think the only other introductions I need to make are of what you're going to be seeing on the video monitors, but on either side here, we have 3 contemporary art song composers who are participating in our performance today. They've submitted pre-recorded video remarks about art song, about their process of composition, and about some of the pieces. We are so delighted to have Juliana Hall, Lori Laitman, and Libby Larson with us virtually today. So without further ado, thank you very much, and we'll proceed with the program.
Hi, I'm Juliana Hall. I'm so happy to be with you. And I'm a composer of art songs. I began when I was young, singing in my mom's church choir. And she would always say, the words are so important. Everyone has to hear and understand what you're saying when you're singing. And so I kind of grew up with that. And throughout my life, I've learned that I really, really do enjoy reading literature and poems and stories and anything that has a sense of telling you something about life that maybe we wouldn't have thought about. Like a poet sees magic in the most wonderful, ordinary things. And sometimes we overlook the little things. And so that's what I've really loved about art song and poetry and drama. And it kind of gives us a feeling of making a little world that we can all enjoy and enter. Like a poet brings you into a little world that maybe wasn't there before, or maybe you didn't realize was there before, but was. And now you have a chance to say, this is where I'm going to be. That doesn't make sense, does it? In a funny way, it doesn't make sense. It's kind of a mystery. It's like a world within a world. And that's what I really love about art song. It's the text. You see all my pretty little books back there. I think the important thing about writing art song is the text, the words, and letting the poet speak, because they have something important to tell us. They have something to tell us that we need to hear, something that's magical, something that's human, something that brings us all together in a different kind of sense of being. Like we are all here. The poets give us a little world to connect with. And that's what I love about art song. I'm glad to be in this little world. I'm thankful to be. I was guided to be here in this little world. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Once I started writing music, I started with song and I never left. I found that that was a world that I could belong to, and I'm glad to be in it. And I hope you are too, singing and playing and writing whatever part you play. It's a beautiful world, and we can all enjoy it together. Thanks.
The peace about me. With your princely walk, I salute the sun. People say I am handsome, rising on mornings innocent. Birds make the sound of kisses, I wear your smile upon my lips, rising on mornings innocent. Leaves flicker light and dark like eyes. I melt beneath the magnet of your gaze. Your husky breath embraces my ear. Alert and fresh as grass I wake and rise on mornings innocent. Kisses and kisses and kisses. Your laughter overflows my throat. Your skin is a fleece about me. I wear your smile upon my lips. People say I am handsome, rising on mornings innocent. I salute the
I beat my wings
Stündchen ganzes Leben nur ein Tappen, nur ein Suchen. Da in deiner Finsternisse Licht. steigen all beim Morgenschein. Auf die Weile am Schmuckensbruch sind der zum Fenster raus und ein. Uns wir noch halb in Träumen, uns wir Tonen klingen kund, was sie draußen in den Bäumen singt dir weiter Friedensgrund. Recht ist Tag erst laut der Schwellen sind wir alle wieder weit. Aber tief im Herzen klingen lange noch Lust und Leid. Lange noch Lust und Leid. Recht den Tag erst laut der Schwingen sind wir alle wieder weit. Aber tief im Herzen klingen lange noch Lust und Leid.
Hi, I'm composer Lori Lateman here at my home in Potomac, Maryland, and I love art song. I've spent the past several decades composing art song. I feel that the union of words and music produces a powerful vehicle for delivering text to an audience. It's been my great privilege to work with so many living poets, and I hope that you enjoy the intimacy of the art form and all of the music on tonight's concert.
Some prefer coffee, some prefer tea, some prefer chocolate, but not me. The one thing that I truly savor doesn't come in any flavor. The item that I truly crave starts with R and ends with A. So much fun to clip and save. I'm dreaming of a great review. Big fat titles, dark and bold, shyly with my weight in gold. So sweet to hug and hold. I'm dreaming of a great review. Ooh, it gives me such a thrill to read that I possess a voice so captivating and rare. And to think of all that I can do sends chills right up and down my derriere. Doesn't matter if it's true, think of all that it can do. If it stinks, I don't few. 'Cause I'm dreaming of a great, dreaming of a great, first great pretty girl. I'd never seen her grow burst in full flower. I breathe the bittersweet perfume of blossoms mingled with the dust. A quarter mile of trees in fragrant rows arching above us. We walked there alone in spring's ephemeral cathedral. We had the luck, if you can call it that, of having been in love but never lovers. The bright flame burning, fed by pure desire, nothing consumed, such secrets brought to light. There was a moment when I stood behind you, reached out to spin you toward me, but I stopped. What more could I have wanted from that day? Everything, of course. Perhaps that was the point, to learn that what we will not grasp is lost.
The grey sea and the long black land and the yellow half-moon large and low, and the startled little waves that leap in fiery ringlets from their sleep, as I gain the cove with pushing prow, and quench its speed in the slushy sand. Then a mile of warm sea-scented beams The quick, sharp scratch and blue spurt of a lighted match, and the voiceless loud through its joys and fears. Then the two hearts, beating each to each. Round the cape of a sudden came the sea. And the sun looked over the mountains reef, and straight was a path of gold for him, and the need of a world, the need of a world of man for me.
I'm Libby Larson, composer of some of the songs on this evening's concert. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about my song, Bucking Bronco, which is from a set of songs, cowboy songs, the first art songs I ever composed, I think in the 1980s to be exact. Anyway, the theme of Bucking Bronco is an age-old theme, and that is of love, abandonment, and wisdom, as we're once again reminded to keep a close guard on our heart. This time, instead of being set at the spinning wheel in Germany, this particular tale is told in the Old West of the United States. I hope you enjoy Bucking Bronco.
My love is a rider. My love is a rider. My true love is a rider. Now Broncos he breaks, though he promised to quit. For my sake, it's one foot in the stirrup and the saddle put on. With the swing and the jump, he is mounted and gone. The first time I met him, it was early one spring, riding a bronco, a high-headed thing. The next time I saw him, 'twas late in the fall, swinging the girls at Tomlinson's ball. He gave me some presents, among them a ring. The return that I gave him was a far better thing. I admit it's I'd have you all know that he won it by riding his bucking bronco. Now, young maidens, where'er you reside, beware of the cowboy who swings rawhide. He'll court you and pet you and leave you to go in the spring of the trail on his bucking bronco.
Catherine of Aragon was the first of the 6 wives of Henry VIII. Catherine was a brilliant woman. Bred to the crown, she was the daughter of Ferdinand and Isabella, and she was betrothed to Henry VIII's brother, lived in the English court for a long time, and when Henry VIII's brother died, she was then betrothed to Henry and became his first wife. She ruled England with a steady hand, even though Henry was the king. Catherine of Aragon really knew her stuff. And when Henry decided that he would now want another wife, he cast off Catherine, sent her into exile, where she lived till the end of her days, well taken care of, but not the Queen of England. She worried for Henry's soul. She worried for England, the country that she loved. She knew what was coming because she knew the times so very well. And in this song, Catherine of Aragon pleads with Henry and with God that England might be saved.
Thank you all so much for your excellence in artistry, performers, for your wonderful professionalism. I'd like to just say thank you to First Baptist Church and the First Fine Arts Series for collaborating with UTSA and our Vocal Arts Series. I am so thrilled that we could be here in your beautiful space. So thank you very much for that. If you'd like to learn more about events at UTSA, please visit us on the web at music.utsa.edu. And I'd like to also acknowledge our wonderful pianists once again. So Anna, Mark, if you could